Welcome to Awakening You channel. If you appreciate what we do, please support us. Thank you. Dear ones, I am Archangel Michael. Starting a new week. Very good. Many are anxious to know what the topic of the week will be. It will be a very interesting subject, which many have already asked me about, and I said I would explain it a little better. So let's go. I'm going to start talking about geometry. But my Archangel, what does geometry have to do with our history? All. Geometry has everything to do with its history, with the history of the universe. Anyone who has already delved deeper, who knows some geometric symbols, knows that they are perfect. I'll give some examples here. The pentagram is one of them. The pentagram was used many times, deliberately, in the wrong way, so that it would lose the properties it has, and make you believe that it would be an evil symbol. Many to this day still have this limiting belief in their minds. When they see a pentagram, they immediately think of witchcraft, of evil. I can tell you that the pentagram is a very strong symbol. It is the symbol that represents our unity, together with our Father or Mother God. What I mean by this? How many points does a pentagram have? 5 points. The power of the pentagram comes from the union of 4 archangels, Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael, and Michael. Positioned like this, the upper tip is the ether. There is no one pointed there, it is simply representing the universe. Very good. Place the pentagram with its point, one point just pointing upwards. So this tip points towards the ether. On the left, at the top, you will have Raphael, on the right Gabriel, at the bottom left, Uriel, and on the right Miguel. These 4 archangels have defined positions in relation to the Earth's magnetic poles, Uriel to the north, me to the south, Raphael to the east, Gabriel to the west, forming a perfect cross. No, do not associate this cross with the symbol associated with Sananda, this is something else. So, as you can see, there are many symbols associated with beings of light. Anyone who knows the figure of Metatron's cube, in space, is immensely crafted. In a flat way, you see it in another way, a little simpler. So back to geometry. Everything you have been studying in geometry comes through nature. Everything is perfect, everything is exact numbers. No, your great scientists who made these discoveries, of degrees, circles, angles, everyone was properly guided so that these concepts were passed on to you. Many have seen the figure of man himself, compared to the pentagram, where the head is the upper tip of the pentagram, arms, the arms of the star, and the legs, the lower part of the star or pentagram. You also started to represent it as a star, because it is very similar to what you see in your skies. No, the stars are not like that, the stars are completely circular, but until the light reaches your planet, it is a pulsating glow, so you ended up associating this model as a star. Very good. So this is a very powerful symbol, it is the symbol that brings our unity. We have other very powerful symbols too, such as the hexagram. The 6-pointed star, which was associated with David and later associated with Judaism, one of the religions on your planet. Why am I talking about symbols here? Because I want to show you that everything in the universe is not done in a disorderly way, nor in a random way. Everything has a shape, everything has a symmetry. Everything you know exists represented by a geometric shape. We can say that your planet is almost 100% round, because its upper and lower ends are slightly flattened, due to the magnetic poles. It's as if the Earth had been placed in the middle of a thread, there was a thread going through the Earth, and at the ends there was something placed to hold that ball. So that was flat, but we can say that your planet is round. Each planet orbits around this sun. I'm not talking about the central sun, I'm talking about that sun that you see in your skies, that lights up your life. Each planet orbits around this sun, with a different orbit, with a different path. Everyone does not follow the same path, each one has their own defined and stipulated path. The further away from the Sun, the longer it takes to go around this star. Your planet lasts around what you call 1 year, 365 days to 366, for adjustment. The orbits are not circular, they are elliptical. Then comes another geometric shape. Then you realize that everything, it's not that you created geometric shapes, you learned from what you saw, from nature, and from teachings that we passed on over time. Many other symbols are known today. All perfectly ordered. If anyone has ever been curious, look on the internet for the shape of snowflakes. They are perfectly symmetrical. So everything is symmetry, everything is balance. Don't understand that the balance has to be round, that the balance has to be square, perfect shapes. No, balance comes from symmetry, from the total positioning of each thing in the universe and each thing in their bodies. Notice your own bodies. Everything is symmetrical. No, you don't have completely equal sides, but what you have on one side is repeated on the other, symmetrically in balance. So my brothers, everything was done, geometrically speaking. The arrangement of the galaxies, they all revolve around something. Its galaxy revolves around the central sun, in the same way that the Earth revolves around this sun that you see. So my brothers, nothing is like this. Our Father or Mother God decided to create something and throw it into space, and let's see where it goes. This isn't a game of billiards, which he plays, and where will this planet or this star end up? No, it is not like that, my brothers. Everything is very well defined. Everything is very well strategically placed. But why am I saying all this? Nobody is understanding anything. Shall we learn mathematics now, Archangel? No, no one here is going back to school to take a math test. I just want to talk about sacred geometry. I want to demonstrate to you that everything has a purpose, that everything is very well planned, everything is very well studied, before being created by our Father or Mother God. How important is it for you to know a symbol? As I said a moment ago, the pentagram has immense strength, because it represents the union of 4 archangels. For what purpose? Bring balance to that soul. At that point, it doesn't matter where the pentagram is used. So, I want to show you the following. Often, you see certain symbols, certain figures, find them interesting, and start using them. As I said, this past weekend, getting tattooed with these symbols, without even knowing what they mean. This subject is long. I'm starting very slowly. So, I'm going to draw your attention once again. A figure is the representation of something. So that there has power, it is not a simple scratched paper, that has power. So when you like to draw flowers in your notebooks, make drawings of stars, what do you put there? They include the sweetness of flowers, peace, because flowers represent beauty, represents friendship, love, harmony. Yes, flowers are often used during sadness, when saying goodbye to someone, but their greatest potential is beauty. When you draw a star, you are bringing the light. Indirectly, when you draw a star, you draw the pentagram and bring our strength. What's the difference between drawing a star and a star surrounded by a circle? There is a difference, because the star is constantly dissipating that light. When you draw the pentagram, surrounded by a circle, you are condensing that energy within that circle, making that star much more powerful, that representation of us. So wearing a pentagram on your chest is the certainty of having, the balance of Gabriel, the balance of Raphael's health, my protection, and the abundance of Uriel, linked to the whole. I repeat again, be very careful with what you use, be very careful with the symbols you place in your homes, with the symbols you place in your rooms, with the symbol that you place on your bodies. Many times you think it's cute. Oh, that's cute, and you put it there, and you don't know how harmful it could be for you. I'm saying evil, not malignant, malefic, because it may attract bad energy to you, imbalances. So my brothers, the figure, a drawing, a photo, are not lifeless things, they are not things without power, no, they have power, because they are representing something. So think about what you are putting around your homes, what you are using. Then we are going to talk about the most widespread symbol on this planet, which is the cross of Sananda. Imagine, what is it like to use this symbol? No, it's simply that you think it's beautiful, because it represents Sananda? No, that is you saying to the universe that, I believe in what I am using, I believe in Christic energy. Many think it is just an ornament, and that it has a beautiful shape. It's not just that, it's much, much more than that. It is to say to the universe, that there, you understand that it is the representation of Sananda, by your side at all times. The Star of David also has its power. Realize that there is a balance there are two inverted triangles, superimposed on each other, forming a symmetrical star, and of great power, the power of balance. There are many symbols that are disseminated out there, and you have no idea what they are or what they are for. I am mentioning here just a few that are the best known. You have the symbol of the moon, which normally you symbolize the cut moon, never the moon as a ball. Its symbolism brings the moon, like a slice, a cut piece of the moon. What is the moon? The moon is a celestial body that rotates next to its planet, influences the tides on your planet, it has no light of its own. The moon does not emit light, it receives light, so it shines, but it does not emit light, therefore, there is often a lot of caution with the moon, which is used for certain procedures, certain rituals. No, I'm not going to stay here exemplifying rituals in relation to the moon, but I will tell you that the symbol of the moon is an alternating symbol, in which sometimes you are receiving light, sometimes you are receiving shadow. So, it is not a very balanced symbol, to be used constantly. It's my brothers, a lot of things, you have no idea where you came from. Its own architecture, all those formats that marked the eras, were intuited by sacred geometry. I already said this here, that evolved souls came from time to make their civilization evolve. And that's where you get to know so many things. Then many may ask, and what about our body, what about geometry? I'm going to tell you that its own primary structure is completely geometric. Its scientists have already discovered it, they have already designed the basis of its molecules. The strands that make up their DNA, which is the basis of everything that exists in their bodies. More geometry. And from there, all their bodies are created, from the union of two cells, which merge and begin to generate a new being, a new outfit. Very good. Do souls have representation? How would I draw a soul? How would I draw myself? Firstly, given my size there would be no way, but as I am pure energy, you can imagine it as a big star, not with just 5 points as you draw, but like a big star, with many points. Imagine, in the color of crystal clear white light, very similar to these lights you see today. Not the yellow ones, the white ones. It's not the same, but it's very similar. So drawing me would be practically impossible, but thinking about Alma, does Alma have representation? If everything is geometry, what is soul? The soul is energy, it is an energy with consciousness, exactly like us, but with another function, the function of evolution, so she needs to get a look so she can evolve. But what is this soul like? Is it a star? How would you draw this soul? Remember, the soul, it is subdivided into several pieces. Remember the octopus? Exactly, the soul needs to divide itself, so that it can be in many places at the same time, because only then can it evolve, otherwise, the soul would always stay in the same place, as there would be no one to pull it up. So when the soul is born, when it is created, it is for you to understand, divided, and each piece goes to a dimension, a point, a planet, it doesn't matter. Remember, everything is connected. So the soul is not lost, the pieces of the soul are not lost, and each one follows its own path. The one who controls all of this is your higher self, that controls the movement of each piece. Some of you have heard of Merkaba or Merkaba. This is the representation of the soul. Of the soul as a whole. So this is the geometric shape that represents the soul. Many are finding this class today very confusing, but no, it is not confusing, I am just preparing you for what comes later. I need to talk about symbols. I need to talk about geometric shapes, so that you understand. Very good. Let's get in here, to talk a lot about Alma. That will be the topic of our week. Ah, but why did you talk about symbols? What does this have to do with the soul? All. Everything has to do with the soul, because each symbol represents, you will understand. Don't be curious. But in parallel, my most important message today is this, that each and every symbol has power. It doesn't matter that you didn't say anything to that symbol. He has power, he represents what he is drawn there. So be careful. Be very careful. Finishing our video today, let's go to the prayer of the week, my Archangel Michael. May my soul be wise, evolved, determined and ready to follow the path of evolution. May every piece of my soul be able to find balance, peace, harmony, and the path that will take it to the high dimensions. May my soul be able to always recognize the best form of evolution. I am Archangel Michael. I'm here, showing you exactly everything you have around you, so that you know exactly how to act, and where to follow.